welcome to Sharon's Space. I'm Sharon, or Shaz if you like, and I am here to be on point, to cut out the BS and to be direct and upfront with you about rocking your home-based or small business, and specifically for women. I today would love to talk to you about mindset. It is a huge part of my business and my personal growth. And I'm going to choose the topic of money because I think it can kind of relate to everybody, and not money in terms of, don't fear, I'm not going to talk about, that everyone needs to have wealth and money is everything and all that kind of stuff. No. I'm going to talk about a few things about mindset, but use money as the thought-provoking shift that I had because of my childhood. So when I was growing up, I was led to believe, and this wasn't a direct thing, but obviously whatever you're exposed to is therefore what you think and therefore what you preach, that people that had wealth had never actually been through the roller coaster. They'd always had everything given to them. They'd never had to struggle. They were not nice people, period. So that was my belief. But when I actually came to find direct sales at the age of 19, I was exposed to an entirely different platform of thinking, total mind shift. And I remember this day where there was a trainer and they were talking about wealth. They were talking about the fact that now that they have more, they're able to give more. And I was very in tune to listening to what they had to say because it was in total conflict with what I was led to believe growing up. And what they were talking about was, yes, absolutely, once you have more wealth, you have more money, you're able to have the things that you maybe have desired, come true, and material and not material, that sort of thing. But what they were talking about was adding value and significance. And this mindset shift on this one topic gave me the permission and the know-how to shift any beliefs that I had that I was exposed to and take control of shifting everything that I felt necessary throughout my 20-year journey. So it was a huge impact to me. So the trainer went on to talk about more wealth and that they were able to then, for example, have a house cleaner. And by having a house cleaner and them having more wealth, that enabled them to be able to give more money to someone else in their chosen profession by them creating more wealth. They were able to give time back to fundraising, to things that were of importance to them because they had created wealth, and it wasn't something that they had always now that they've got in their mind all the time, that they're able to give some time back, not just monetary. But both were happening for this particular trainer. And I'm like, that's awesome, total mind shift. And after that, I then went and looked at my mindset, for what you think about, you bring about. So it's important what you're wishing for, because you know what? It may very well come true. All of these things I was hearing were just mind blown moments for me, total talk that I had never ever heard of before. So that topic and that money shifted everything for me. Couple of key things that I would suggest is that I groomed myself to be that person of change, be that person of mindset shifting 20 odd years ago. And it's helped me throughout so many different things and events and ups and downs in my life in the last 20 years. And yes, absolutely, that it has been like this, and there's been times where it's dipped. But in those times where it's dipped, it gave me the power to take ownership and be proactive rather than reactive about circumstances and situations that have occurred, which I think is an amazing life skill and business skill to have. It also enabled me to learn, and I remember hearing this too, to put your hand up and not put your hand out. Not like that, out. So what that meant to me was that asking more questions, seeking advice, finding those humans out there that have a different way and a different mindset, and latching on to those positive beliefs, not always being give me, but how can I, and asking questions, hand up, not hand out. Total mind shift. And I've adapted that philosophy in everything that I do. Who you're associating with was another big one for me with the mind shift. And going back to the money mind shift originally, where it all started, was I would, be associating, and it didn't mean that I disassociated entirely, but I just allowed certain things to enter my brain and me process them and pick and choose what was relevant and discard the rest. When I thought about the people that I was associating with and how they were impacting, or I was choosing them to impact my way of living, my way of life, my way of thinking. So I would encourage everyone, and this is going to be the action step, is that everyone just take a moment. Now, it might be for you, maybe you can relate to money and what I've said, and that mind shift that you believe that there's not enough to go around, that there is a lack out there, that opportunities are slim. And I'm not saying that the world is fabulous and everything is fancy and fine and, cupcakes and rainbows. I'm not saying that. But the majority of your thinking, if it isn't that there is a few cupcakes, there is a few rainbows out there, you will find yourself gravitating and moving in a direction of the opposite of that. And I ask you the question, which road do you want to travel on? Because that thought process is up to you. Whatever you're putting in is, what you're putting out there. So the association of others online and elsewhere in person is really important. So the action step is to find some time to plan out. Now, ideally every day. I'm a mum with 2 kids under 8. So, and I've worked as a single woman. I've worked as a single mum, now married with 2 kids. It's all different for everybody, but it's really important that you think about the things that you can do. I know time is a challenge, I know that, but what can you do? So if you've got 30 minutes a day or more where you can actually shift your thinking and find people to latch onto that gives you what you need for that mindset change, absolutely run with that. If it's 30 minutes a week, whilst maybe you are solo and you're running errands and you're not distracted with the phone in the car, of course, but you've got something on that you can listen to it. For me, one of the things that I do, and I'm going to go through and give you some working from home MUMpreneur tips as we, go on, and you'll see them in my future videos. But one of the things that I'm very good at is I don't agree with multitasking, just as a side thought, totally. But I do believe in being able to do a couple of things at the same time that doesn't require you to have a personal interaction with someone and be there 100%. So what I mean by that is I find that if I'm doing coaching, for example, I'm not washing up, I'm not hanging washing. But if I am listening to a TED talk or something that I feel that I need, I can absolutely be hanging washing. I can absolutely be chopping veggies and prepping for dinner or whatever it might be whilst I'm listening to that. So everybody can find time. So it might be once a week, it might not be, it might be more than that. But the action step is to find some time, readjust your thinking, take complete ownership of what you can change, and mindset is absolutely one of them. So as I said, subscribe, hit the bell, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye.